Hi, it is Rising Sign. Here is your weekly forecast, and we are going to start on the 16th of March until the 23rd of March. So, first of all, I hope you managed to listen to the general forecast because I'm giving you very specific dates and degrees in that video. That might be necessary for you to understand your weekly energy pattern. Here, I'm just going to be giving you how this might be affecting you on a personal level. And also keep the 21st and the 22nd in your calendar because I'm going to have a flash sale, 30% off on readings as well as on webinars. So if that's in your interest, go ahead and check it out. Let's celebrate astrology together. But I think this is quite a monumental week for Aries risings. Maybe you kind of feel like that you have been in a waiting room, especially since February, the beginning of February. And then now things start to speed up a little bit in your life. Basically, you are kind of like given a bit of a key to unlock something in your identity. Of course, we've got this very rare triple pass of Mercury over your North Node, still in the 12th house, as well as we've got the astrological reset happening, the astrological new year happening. That's a great reset right on your ascendant. That's the most personal point of your chart. So I would say that this isn't necessarily just a weekly update for you. It's more of a blueprint for the next week ahead. But let's have a look at exactly what happens. So the Mercury and North Node triple pass in your 12th house, it is about maybe back in mid-February, maybe you uncovered a piece of secret, or you had a dream, or maybe you started a project but in private. Now, somehow on the 17th, this topic is coming back to you. It returns. So you might receive an email or a random phone call, and maybe that gives you that missing piece of puzzle that you needed to kind of put the bigger picture together. Because it's North Node, it's not a coincidence. It's actually a redirection of your life. So you're going to have to be looking at your subconscious patterns. Maybe you have to be looking at whether you are in the way of your own destiny. This is a day when you're meant to realize exactly what the old version of yourself needs to leave behind before actually the equinox is going to be taking place. So basically the sun is moving into your first house. But before the sun moves into the first house, it's going to make a sextile to Uranus in your second house. And on the same day, we have got Venus squaring Jupiter, Isis, Apollo entering Cancer as well, your fourth house. So, on one hand, this could be a very sudden flash of like a genius idea connected to your finances. Maybe you find a way, you might find some lost money somewhere, or you might find a kind of like a talent, discover a talent of yours that you can monetize and make money out of. Simply, this could talk to you about just aha moments as well. Be careful though, because Venus is squaring Jupiter, so you might feel this impulsive urge to spend a lot of money, for example, on your home or even on your family because you want to show your love. Maybe keep your credit card in your wallet for about 48 hours before you make any type of impulsive purchase. Why? Because Venus is the ruler of your second house. And Venus now is in the first, so the money comes to you. This is super lucky, but Jupiter can take it away. I think maybe the bigger news is actually Isis and Apollo moving into your fourth house. So this is a great restoration here, something in your domestic life. Maybe there have been some broken dynamic with a parent, or something is broken within the house. So we can start doing the repair there. But it's not just about fixing something, this is about healing the foundation also. And then Eros enters Cancer as well. That's the asteroid of passion. So I would say that maybe the outside world is a little bit loud. Maybe we are worried as well. Maybe there's a lot of chaos happening outside. So Aries is kind of like saying, what if we went home? What if we recharged our batteries with our loved ones? You can get obsessed with wanting to be close to your family. You might end up cooking. You want to do a lot more gardening. You want to be around people who feel like soul family to you. It's a little bit about recharging your batteries, really. You know, sometimes, Aries, you are a warrior, you know, but in order for you to be a warrior, sometimes you're gonna have to recharge, right? You're gonna have to you're gonna have to sleep a little bit. And also, as a warrior, you might be super brave, but what makes you feel safe? And maybe sometimes you're gonna just need those people, or we need our parents and our favorite apple pie and so forth. We need to be in our sanctuary to feel safe. So these asteroids in your fourth house is pulling you towards your roots. Now, Mars is also trining Jupiter this week as well, happening on the 21st. And this is pretty much of a green light type of energy. I mean, maybe this is, you have been nervous about a move or family matters or a real estate deal. Or maybe you have been worried about having an emotional conversation with someone, but all of a sudden this could turn out super well. This could maybe we sit down in private with those parents and then we talk about the past. This is though telling you that you don't need to force anything. Remember that Mars is the ruler of your chart. So this is about kind of like the wind is pushing you forward. This is about taking slightly bit of a bolder action, something that potentially might be able to secure your future, because the Mars is still making that conjunction to the North Node anyway. This is about letting your intuition to lead you towards a better path. Why? Because Jupiter is also the ruler of that Mars and North Node conjunction. But also, Jupiter is trying to increase the physical energy of Mars. And you had a lot of 12th house energy, so you might have been sleeping in your cocoon, but this could be a bit of an awakening there. I would say, surely, the sun moving into the sign of Aries is a great reset. And that's the main event here anyway. This is about, this is a total system reboot. This is about making your wildest dreams come true. This is about a commitment to be the authentic self of yourself. This is about waking up and decide that I'm going to change my look. I'm going to change my career title. I'm going to be disciplined about something. This is pretty much the New Year's resolution. Something that potentially you shouldn't be forgetting in a week time, though. This is about asking you to be the architect of your own life, because the universe is giving you the structural support you need for it. And of course, we've got again Mercury hitting the North Node at the end of the week again, but at the same time, the Juno and Uranus trine happens as well. So I think Mercury and North Node conjunction again at the end of the week, where Mercury is direct, it gives you a lot of clarity. Things start to make sense. And Juno is in your 10th house, who wants to establish something professionally. And Uranus, of course, wants to upgrade our finances. So this is brilliant to sign a contract, make a formal commitment to something. This is potentially um, you are moving into a kind of like a future with a bit more wide open eyes, basically, but your feet is somehow staying on a solid ground. This is about potentially having to commit to a budget as well. Maybe you sit down with your boss or with your parents or with your partner, and then we allocate some money, maybe for fun activities, but as well as how much we're going to spend on grocery or on the kids and all those type of stuff. And I kind of would say that Uranus has been trying to make you think about how you are going to be upgrading your finances anyway. So it's definitely something that you would like to think about. However, the other thing that I would like to mention to you is even though this is a trine, I think there could be some tension or imbalances coming up in your relationship. And that would be about how much I receive and how much I get back in return. The reason being is because Venus, the planet of relationship in your chart, is squaring Jupiter. So it can feel like that I have been doing too much, for example, for you, for the parents. And if someone is taking advantage of you, then that Venus can act very erratically. So, or someone might feel like that you have taken them for granted, and then all of a sudden they don't give you as much attention as you would like to. So there is a reminder here to be, to treat things with humility. Okay, humility is Mercury in your chart, the ruler of the sixth house. It's not about humility; it's the humbleness that I was looking for. However, I would say that this is the week when you really need to go towards your hopes and dreams. Saturn is the ruler of your 11th, and the sun spotlights your hopes and dreams. But do you have the faith? Can you stay true to your ideals? Are you trying to sacrifice your needs or your level of, comfort in order for you to make others happy? That could be also a question here. But if you are single, this could be a great week for that too. I mean, the Venus Jupiter square, even though it's a square, but this could be excellent for it. But if the relationship needs a bit of an upgrade, Juno Uranus might be saying to us that there is something to upgrade here. And maybe we just want to get a little bit closer. We want to upgrade something, for example, in our intimate department. And that could be the Sun and Uranus sextile this week because the Sun rules your intimacy department. So, Aries, good luck, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.